Hey folks, if you don't know me, my name is Prophet E, and wow, right now our world is under just heightened alert right now, especially for the African American community, specifically black males. You know, every day of my life, specifically in the last 116 days, has been orchestrated by the Holy Spirit. I mean, I'm talking about every move, everything that I do, every place that I go, the people that I encounter, that I meet, everything is ordained and led by the Spirit of God. And all the way up until today, you know, of course, with everybody aware of what took place in Minneapolis with the killing of George Floyd in broad daylight, on camera, by a white man with hate and evil in his eyes. So today, I was led into a situation that really threw me off because since God transformed me and I began to walk in this place of spiritual transformation and change for global revival and world peace, um, I had to go to the grocery store today and make a return, and I had to return some imitation crab meat. And when I bought this crab meat yesterday, it didn't smell right. And so I said, you know what, I got to take it back to the store and either get an exchange or get my money back. I said, but I'm not about to buy this bad product. And so I went to the store this morning, and when I got to the window, there was a white man behind the counter, and I said, I'd like to exchange or return this bad product. He proceeds to tell me that I need to look at the expiration date because they don't sell bad products. Then he says, do I have my receipt? I said, no, unfortunately, I don't have my receipt, but you don't need to give me my money back. I'll just take an exchange. I could get something else. He says, well, no, there's all types of stores that sell this product. So you could just be coming in here and trying to return it here, and you got it from somewhere else. I need to tell you something. When this white man said that to me, I immediately seen that police officer with his knee on George's neck. I began to think of all the times in my life when I've been judged by a white person. White man, white woman, white individual that has judged me because of the color of my skin, that has judged me because of the way I look, that has judged me because I have dreadlocks, I have tattoos, because I got black skin. Just judge me. Judging. Living in a world of judging. As black men, we can't even leave our house. We can't even leave our house. What began to happen in my mind as this man was looking at me over the counter and telling me that I was lying about purchasing this imitation crab meat from them, it began to well up those emotions. And somebody who's been walking in complete peace, somebody who's been walking in purpose, was now facing a point where I had to make a decision. Do I fight, which is the natural instinct, because this man is calling me a liar? You think that I'm trying to get over? You think that I at 9 o'clock in the morning that I drove 7 miles out of my way to come back to your store to return 2 packs of bad imitation crab for a grand total of $5.98, but I'm trying to get over on you? So now that began to manifest in my mind, and I began to see this police officer, and I began to hear George crying out and saying, I can't breathe. You guys are going to kill me. I can't breathe. Officer, what? I can't. What? You're going to kill me. And then I seen this white police officer with his knee on this man's neck. not moving, not budging, pure hatred in his heart. Everything in that man's heart was about killing George. Everything in that man's heart was black. It was black. All things black. He hates all things black. And unfortunately, many of the people, many of the white men, many of the folks that have been locked into this racial world that we're living in hate all things black. Because when you see black and you see the empowerment that embodies blackness, you get scared. You get intimidated. So, how do you fight intimidation? You fight intimidation by using power, which you feel is your power because of your skin, to discriminate and dominate people that don't look like you. To oppress us, to put your knees on our necks for generations and generations. Put knees on our necks for generations. What? I was gonna throw that imitation crab away at first, you know? And who knew? Who knew that I had to go to that store this morning? That I had to encounter that man? That I had to relive the pain and the hate that I've been feeling for so many years. When I was 16 years old, my stepdad was assigned to a church in Gainesville, Georgia. At that time, the Ku Klux Klan was so heavy, and the Grand Master of the KKK was living right there in Gainesville, Georgia. And I remember one time when we drove past their house and we seen all these black mannequins hanging from trees. I rolled down my window and I said, "We hate you!" My mom went absolutely crazy. She said, "How can you do that?" There were skinheads all on the porch and they had shotguns and they start flicking us off and screaming expletives as we were driving down the road. She said, "How can you do that?" I said, "Mom, we have to let them know that we can't stand for that we hate them." She says, "Well, we don't use the word hate, but they hate us. They hate us. They're hanging us. They're shooting us. They're killing us. They're choking us." When is it going to stop? When are your eyes going to be open? You know, so many people put so much concern about the coronavirus pandemic. Yes, the pandemic is still here. It's still real. But this race issue has been here longer than corona, and it's going to be here long after corona is gone. This is the real problem. As black men, we're scared. We don't know what to do. You can't even sit in your house without being scared that somebody's going to knock on your door and come in and shoot you in your house and say that you were doing something that you shouldn't have been doing in your house. What's that about? Can't walk down the street. I'm sure I got eyes all on me right now just being in this U-Haul parking lot. Speaking of U-Hauls, people holding on to things that you can't take with you. We need to get a clue, folks. Get it together. Get our minds on right. They ended up, got to tell you what ended up happening at the store. So, just so I could be real and get this off of my chest. So he's telling me I'm lying about the imitation crab meat. I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't about to go down. I'm like, I can't let this go down like this. You ain't about to call me no liar in this store and people watching. So as my emotions began to well up, I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now exactly what I'm about to go do. I said I'm about to go purchase 2 more packs of this slimy imitation meat. I'm about to buy it. I'm about to come back up here. I'm about to open it up. Then I want you to smell it. Then I'm gonna hand you my receipt. Then I want my refund. So that's exactly what I did. Proceeded to the back of the store, went and got 2 more packs, opened them boys up. I saw that they were too slimy. That caused me to get more upset. And I'm just like, see, I told you what I tell you. But that's those things right there. They get you upset to bring out those emotions. Once you get those emotions stirred up, then you look like a threat, because now this man is looking like, oh, okay, well, I got my hand on my phone, so just in case I gotta call somebody for help. Now you want to call help? Now you want to call somebody for help after you incited me into drama. But now you want to call for help, and because you have somebody here that is a threat to you. And all I'm trying to do is not be played in the process of buying a product from your store. So once I open it up and I said smell it, he refused to smell it and says, oh, well, you're costing us money now. And so he says, well, I'll refund this, but I'll tell you what, that's it. So I said, all right, fine. So I had to go stand back in line, and as I'm standing in line, he comes into the line. He says, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. He says, I'm not going to give you your money back for the other meat. He says, but you could go into the store and get $5.98 worth of products. And I'm only going to do this one time for you. That right there, that last part is that slave owner mentality. That last part right there, like, I'm going to do this for you. You're special. Oh, don't worry, I got you. I know I jacked up, but here, I'm going to do this here. Don't worry. I know that I'm beating you to death. I know that I'm jacking you up. I know that I'm starving you. But here, I'm going to do this for you. That's what the abuser does. The abuser abuses you and then tries to love you and say that no, you were mistaken. I'm not racist. I'm not a racist. How could I be a racist? I have black friends. How could I be a racist? There's black people that go to my church. How could I be a racist? Black men don't scare me. How could I be a racist? How? If you got to ask yourself these questions, then you might want to start resting on the fact that you might have some racial tendencies in your spirit. When I begin to walk out this thing, it's funny how things are quickly changing and evolving, because here I am as a prophet of God. I'm thinking like, all right, cool, I am here for all people, but I am also a black man who has experienced the race in this country. I'm also a black man who has been judged, who has been in handcuffs, who has had his hands and his back against the wall. I am that black man. I am George Floyd. I am the drug addict that the police officer was sitting in the video talking about. Kids, don't do drugs. This is what happens. I've done every single drug that you could imagine. I'm not even gonna list them. I was a crackhead. Come on, don't tell me. I've smoked so much doggone crack in my life, but never, even in the midst of my addiction, would I deserve to have somebody putting their neck, closing my airways off so I couldn't breathe. People who are addicted to something, they're addicted because they're broken, they're hurting. They don't need somebody else coming and killing them for fun, for game, for play. Is this what we're doing? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Meanwhile, we have a president that is championing this whole thing on. On one end, he says, this is horrible tragedy. This is horrible what was done. It was senseless because that was what somebody told him to say. That's what somebody wrote in, but in his mind, he's saying, oh, good, that's another one off the street. That's another one we don't have to deal with. That's another one we don't have to pay for. That's another one. That's another one. But that's just not him. That's trickling down to the system. That's trickling down to people that are saying, if we could get rid of one, we could get rid of more. It's time to rise up, folks. It's time to rise up. White people, white law enforcement, I'm not saying you're all bad, but the ones who aren't, you need to use your voice, step up, stand out, and make it known that you're not the problem. Let's figure this thing out. Let's figure how we could walk with one another, how we could be black men out here and not be scared that every move that we're going to make is going to be our last move. So, folks, I don't know, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. It's one after the other, after the other, after the other. Killing after killing after killing after killing. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? Open your eyes. We want to live. Can we live? Can we live? Can we live? Can we live today? Can we live tomorrow? Can we live next week? Can we live next month? Can we live next year? Can we live to see 2030? Can we live and be black in America? Can we live? Prophet E. Peace.